I'm here to introduce you to the sun gardens. I just picked a few of the plants and I want to describe how I lay out a perennial garden for sun. And a sun garden is basically 6 or more hours of sun per day. 4 to 6, you start getting into partial sun. And so that's a whole different variety of plants, but I thought I'd introduce you. I have one laid out right here. And with perennial gardens, I like to put what I call the bones in the garden first. And the bones are like shrubs. They're always going to be there. And I decided to put in just a color combination. So I have, this is the new knockout. It's orange glow, and it glows basically. So I have these taller knockouts right here. They're not a single flower, but a double flower, and they bloom in the clusters, so they glow. And then I have pulled the flowers over here, the same color, into the orange cone flowers. So we kind of have a balance here. And then in the center is going to be a 6 to 8 foot buddleia or butterfly bush. And the butterflies are going to come in here, but the color is outstanding on this. And then another shrub that I picked out, and there's all different kinds of hydrangeas, but just pick out a sun hydrangea, paniculata of sorts. This one's Bobo, but I would go with maybe a quickfire or something a little bit bigger. And then I've tied each end in with a magic carpet spirea. So the foliage comes out kind of a bronzy color, and then you get the beautiful flowers on it. And I just saw some hoverflies and some little bees flying around that, so that's a good pollinator also. But then I've extended in the violet and the purple colors. So we have the contrast of the catmint in with the purple. I have the silver mound in front, and over here I have the caradonna salvia, and that's going to get a little taller. And then I have the white yarrow in front of that and another silver mound. I've pulled in the violet over here with the anemones, the alliums, oh my gosh. And so, but throughout this garden, you'll see the changes in the foliage, in the color, and the flower form, and the way and the times that they bloom. So we do have the silver. I put in lamb's ear in the front and splashes of yellow, because every garden needs some splashes. They aren't all in 3s. I have some 2s and some 1s, but that just pulls the color that direction. I also have some little blue stem that will be on the edge, each of the grasses. Will give us some little height, some little whimsies, and some movement in the garden. But this color combination, I mean, you can go shorter. You can just do a section of this garden. This one's really quite large. I try to do the 2.5 foot spacing between the perennials so their hips can get bigger. You can also introduce a pathway through the garden. That would make it easier to weed, which I enjoy. Don't like to weed at all, but a pathway would sure help. You could put a bird bath in here. But also, we have such a nice selection of the hardy hibiscus right now that I thought I'd just grab one of these. We got the asters growing over behind us for fall, but this one's called watermelon ruffles. And so, I mean, that's a cool one, and you could introduce that instead of one of these other shrubs. You could go with a hardy hibiscus. But this is just some ideas, and hopefully you can come out to Culver's and ask us for some ideas, or if you have your own, we can sure help you find the plants. So enjoy your garden, enjoy your yard, and life is great.